Have you heard this whole makers versus manager schedule thing? Oh, goodness.
I discovered that like when I was still here in Phoenix, probably 10 years ago.
You should have told me about it. I'm sorry.
All right, this is an absolutely insane morning. Today, I get the joy of pouring concrete, immediately running to go teach these middle school students the Bible, and then immediately running to go to a podcast interview back at my house with the man, Scott Savage. Oh, the irony is that I'm having to do more concrete work because I quit my Patreon. But I quit my Patreon because I wanted more simplified focus. That didn't work out for me, but that's okay. So I got up early, made sure I was here on time. An extra guy showed up without boots, and my dad's like, hey, give him your boots. So now I'm here for no reason. But luckily, now that that's all done, Pastor Scott, I think he's about to walk through the door. So we're gonna have a great podcast. And I have this whole idea about maker manager I need to make sure I bring up, and then I wanna talk about that with you. Scott, is that you?
Are you a maker or manager?
So I have to be both in my job.
Right.
And so what I end up doing is I break my days either into full days or half days that are either maker time or manager time, and I schedule it very differently.
That's so good. So my mornings are typically always maker, and then I'm able to manage later. But I'm a maker. Like at my heart, I'm a maker.
Yeah, I mean, I think I am a maker. I've spent so much time doing the manager part that it now feels.
It's a strength.
It's a strength, and it feels like it'd be weird to not do it.
Yeah.
So, but I think if left to my own devices, I would be a maker.
Yeah.
But part of being a pastor, unless you're like John Mark Comer,
Right.
where all you do is teach.
Exactly.
You know, you're going to have that manager strength, and sometimes if you don't get that nailed, it doesn't matter how good of a maker and a speaker you are, that'll take you out. And so I think that there's a place to go, hey, how do I make time for both and protect time? Because in my mind, in my experience, the manager will out-eat the maker if you don't protect that time.
I thought that was a really, really fun podcast, so make sure you guys watch the rest of it, link in description. Let me catch you up on maker versus manager. See my food stain from lunch today? So a maker needs like 3 to 6 hours of non-interrupted work. Phone in the other room, reading retreats, writing retreats, thinking, walking to mind wander, like just creation, contemplation. A manager has something new every hour, meeting with somebody, checking out the latest task management thing. See, this shows how bad I am at managing. And when I'm at my healthiest, I am certainly giving a lot more time to the maker side of me. But as Pastor Scott mentioned, I don't have the luxury to ignore the fact that I have to be a manager. But I can minimize it and empower others to do that because I really am at my best. Totally, I'm at my best when I'm a maker and that my schedule reflects that. That's why in this book, I talk about 5-10 to win. So from 5 a.m. to 10 a.m., it's supposed to be sacred where I don't do anything except read, pray, and study and think. The problem is I picked up a job where I'm teaching twice a week. I'm pouring concrete again. And if you're in ministry, you're doing life, I'd like to think that you relate. So I'm trying to figure out how to still make it work because I am fully living out my potential and like how God has created me when I have that really consistent maker schedule. And I don't know how you like nighttime people do it, but for me, it has to be in the morning. It has to be. I mean, goat.